So after 2024 being the year of the flopbuster and 2025 shaping out to have one of the most impressive release schedules for movies in recent years, let's stop and take a look at what actually makes a movie a financial and critical success and see if Superman has a chance. Is there a hope for this mega movie to deliver? Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let's go. Don't forget to go back in a couple videos ago. I posted this giveaway entry video right here for the Epic Summer Giveaway, celebrating the massive month of July and all the amazing movies coming out. There's a huge giveaway, numerous ways to enter, tons of prizes, numerous prize packs. Go watch it. Enter before it's too late. Drawing the winners during the live show the first Sunday in July. So let's get into it. This is an impressive year, starting with Captain America 4, Thunderbolts, Mission Impossible, Jurassic Park, Superman, Fantastic Four, Tron, Ares, Avatar 3. There's tons and tons of movies and tons of stuff in between those. But last year was kind of crazy too. There's a lot of good movies and not very many that performed well. And this year is shaping out to look very similar to that. Captain America 4, massively underperformed financially. Mission Impossible, that seems like to be one of those franchises. They put so much into it. I don't know if they ever expect to see a huge financial success at the box office. But now we looked at Thunderbolts, which was well received by audience, but unfortunately, it didn't even make it 30 days in theaters. Track that for a second. An MCU film, the MCU, the most successful movie franchise in all of cinema history that rose to like astronomical heights, now in 2025 can't even run a film for 30 days before it's pulled. Now, that led me to some of these comment sections, and this is what really sparked this video and this concern. I want to look at the Superman thing and really explain how this all works. Because when these posts were going up saying that Thunderbolts has flopped, people were in the comments saying things like, how is this a flop? It's one of the best movies since Endgame. And the Night 20 said it's not a flop. Thunderbolts is considered a success at the box office. False. Quit spreading your clickbait headline saying Thunderbolts is a flop. It is. It's a massive flop. Another one said, what's your source for the budget? Everywhere else I've seen, it's 180 million. So that's what we're going to start unpacking. It seems like a lot of people don't necessarily understand the budget question. When you see these reported budgets, you see what these box office numbers are. People think it's 1 minus 2 equals 37 blue. It's not like that. And ultimately, Thunderbolts is looking to lose an estimated $100 million at the box office. Now, we'll see what happens in the long run if you keep up with this stuff. Like when they release the Disney Plus, is it going to gain any subscribers? Now that Disney's kind of pulled back the ban on physical media, maybe they'll get some sales on physical media and make a couple of dollars. Used to be movies would have 2 shelf lives, what they did in the theater, and then a second one on physical media where they would catch up, make their money back, make a bigger profit, make an astronomical profit. They lost that in the streaming era. But ultimately, we're seeing reports coming out for the new Superman movie stating that the final budget of the film is $563 million, including marketing. And that's one of the big tricks here. You have the reported budget from the movie studios that does not include marketing. Marketing is a cost in all of these things. And Superman has had a massive marketing campaign, as did the Thunderbolts. They even went out after the movie was released and changed all their physical billboards to New Avengers. So their marketing was insane. And these numbers you also have to take somewhat with a grain of salt. I don't believe that these movies theaters ever do any truly honest bookkeeping. I just don't. No true honest reporting. And I think that the numbers that we see typically are probably a little bit lower than the reality behind them. But where does this $563 million ultimately come from? We're going to have to unpack that. Most insiders don't believe the Superman movie will make its money back at the box office. It's the most expensive movie of all time. Now, I don't know if that's true. This $563 million is based off of an initial unofficial reporting that the budget for this Superman film is $363.3 million without marketing. $363 million without marketing has been shot down by James Gunn, stating that he wished he had that much money to make this movie. And the official reported budget came in for Superman at $225 million. And the marketing came in at $200 million. So again, the 363.3 plus the reported marketing got you to that 563. But ultimately, what the studio is reporting is a budget of $425 million. So how much does Superman have to make at the box office in order to be considered a hit or not a flop? So if you're starting right here and you think, okay, it needs to make $425 million, you would be safe to assume that, but you would ultimately be wrong. So when it comes to theaters, the box office number that gets reported on websites like Box Office Mojo, or you see reported on all these social media posts, this movie made $300 million at the box office this weekend. Well, yes, it did at the box office, but the studio does not see $300 million. The theaters keep a percentage as well. And the companies like Disney and these other bigger companies, they get a big cut of that. So from some reports, and these aren't ever like truly given to us, the exact breakdown, but it's a 50-50 split for the first couple of weeks, and it's a sliding tier after that, which is unfortunate because especially with these superhero films, most people tend to go in that first weekend. We see some of the largest second weekend box office drops in superhero movies, going all the way up to 70-something% with films like Captain Marvel or the Marvels or whatever they wanted to call it. And same for Thunderbolts and a lot of these other ones. So unless a movie has legs, these studios are losing a large percentage of that total gross to the theaters. So if Superman were to make $450 million in that first weekend, it would only see $225 million of that. Meaning, just taking the sliding scale equation out of it, Superman needs to make $850 million to break even with this budget. Now, again, that sliding scale, they'd ultimately get to keep a little more than that, but $850 million out the gate. That's pretty wild. So let's just grant them the $850 million. Now they've made their money back. Is it a success? No, because they've just spent 3 years making this movie. 3 years of time and dedicated resources with actors, writers, directors, entire cast and crew to not make a single dollar of profit. So no, $850 million at the box office on a $425 budget is not a hit. Now that's a lot of money, and that's ultimately part of the problem with the business model that Hollywood's working on. If you can make a movie and it can bring in $850 million and you're not turning a profit, that's something wrong on your end, not the fans, not the viewers, not the people who take the time to go out and buy a ticket. They showed up. They came and saw it. Recently, Warner Brothers and Legendary Pictures made Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. It pulled in approximately $800 million, and it was such a financial success for the studio that they rushed production on the next installment. With that same box office total, it was so good that they were able to speed round the next one. But in this case, they need to make over $1 billion for the studio to see a profit and to see any kind of return on their investment for all the dedicated time and resources for that film. That's a huge problem. And that's actually something that looks like it's being addressed finally after years of crappy bookkeeping and terrible business practices. It's being reported that Bob Iger, the CEO at Disney, and ultimately over Kevin Feige and the MCU, has ordered the MCU to fix their budgets and not make them as expensive. Like he's taking their funds away. You could continue to make these movies, but I'm not giving you the same amount of money to do it. The audience just isn't there like they used to be. That doesn't mean they won't be there. They won't show up. I'm sure Avengers Doomsday will be a huge hit, like the nostalgia factor of all the old characters coming in. We saw it just be a huge success with Deadpool, Wolverine. And I think potentially Superman can do it as well. Not because it has all these characters, not because it's the launch of a DCU. Superman has a quiet, sleeping fan base. I honestly think that this film is going to do about $1.2 million worldwide. Not opening weekend, just ultimately. I think that's a safe bet of what this film can do. The marketing is massive for it. It seems to really be catching on. I'm an active toy collector, and these aisles are getting ravaged where these Superman toys are going out. There's a huge move for excitement for this film. And a lot of people are huge James Gunn fans, and they're excited about being at the ground level of the next thing starting. And there's a lot of stuff really going for it. It's unfortunate that it has to start with a financial handicap, but they're massively investing into it. I hope it works out because it's all riding on the success of this film to a degree. We'll still get Lanterns. We'll still get the Supergirl movie, but who knows what'll happen if this movie doesn't succeed. I know there's a lot of people out there that are diehard fans of a different era of movies that just, while it's closed on that day, well, you guys were never going to buy a ticket anyways. Y'all watch stuff pirated online, and we'll see how many of y'all actually make a difference. But I hope it does well because it's good. I hope it does well because it resonates with the audience. I hope it does well because James Gunn is able to really capture the essence of Superman and deliver something unique and awesome. and I hope people show up for it and show out for it. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you're going to go see this film. Are you going on opening weekend? I'll be there that Tuesday early screening for the Amazon people and all that. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous, but I hope it's fantastic. They've gotten a lot of money out of my family already just for those tickets. So hopefully it helps, and I hope they earn our money because they need it. They need it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit that join button, become a channel member. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.